And here we are, once again. Hello, everybody. A year has passed since the last State of the Channel video, and I want to give you all an update on where I am and how things have been going since then. What about my 5 goals? The 5 things I was focusing the entirety of my existence on. The things that stood between me and starting up YouTube again. Well, let's go over those one by one and see how they're coming along. Okay, there's no gentle way to say this. I was in a car accident. Now, I'm fine, physically anyway. I have a scrape on my wrist and I'm still a little tender in my chesticles area, but hey, at least I walked away from the collision. And without any major injuries, which is a blessing I'm not gonna take for granted anytime soon. My vehicle, however, wasn't so lucky. Poor old car was declared a total loss. And even though insurance gave me more than I thought they were going to for it, I still ended up having to deplete my entire house fund to pay for a replacement vehicle. There are some things you simply don't cheap out on, and almost all of them are the long-term fixtures in your life. And wouldn't you know it, this just got worse. I was literally in the process of recording this video when I got a letter in the mail confirming how much I potentially owe the hospital for my visit to the emergency room after the crash. You want to know how much it was for an X-ray and 2 CAT scans? $13,000. Yeah, the price of a new vehicle to lay on a bed for 5 minutes and make sure I don't have any injuries. Thankfully, that stack of letters also included the final step of applying for the financial aid they offered while I was there. Which, if you're familiar with my income, I definitely need. But, hard as it is, I'm choosing to look on the bright side of this. I had realized a little bit before, and know even more now, that the smarter thing to do before looking at giant purchases like my forever home is to establish an emergency fund. Something I can fall back on no matter how tough the times get. That way, if something like this ever happens again, I'll be able to land on my feet and get right back into running. And that's not to say I'm entirely back at square one either. I have a high-yield savings account now, way better investment sense, and a somewhat respectable stock portfolio. It's not nearly as big as it was before the accident, and I'm not one of those mad lads that got rich off of GameStop, but I've discovered I have an okay sense for investing, which will hopefully get me closer to my dreams faster than I could ever imagine. Aside from 2020 being one of the longest years to ever exist, I would also describe the past 12 months as a period of aggressive trial and error on my part. I have come to so many realizations about myself as a person, even as recently as a few weeks ago. And I want you to know that when I have a bit of cash put away and all of my debts are squared, I'm going to be seeking professional help on that front. This is a good thing, trust me. I'll feel way better about being back in a public spotlight when I have my head screwed on right. I'm on a way better diet now, one that covers all of my nutritional needs and gives me a healthy amount of calories every day. It's usually not a good thing to say you've gained 30 pounds, but when I moved to Ohio, my roommates described me as, quote-unquote, looking like a meth addict. I was too skinny, and I'll tell you what, I've never felt better. Sadly, the food is only half the equation, and I've been really bad about exercise. This goes back to the mental health thing, but I've suspected for a while that I have a broader problem with impulse control, and that it's eating away at my motivation and my ability to stay on track. Thank goodness for a little phone app called Habitica, which has been doing a very good job so far of keeping me honest and holding me to task for my mistakes. It's genuinely one of the best tools in my kit right now. I'm going to take full advantage of its capabilities to get me feeling even better than the food is alone. Oh, and the best news in this category? I don't get migraines anymore! I still can't believe the solution to end the pain I was getting literally every other day for a year was to move the position of my lamp and to turn on some blue light blockers on my computer screen. Yes, seriously, it was that easy. And I might never have caught on to it if it weren't for a very good friend who just happened to notice the problem during an impromptu video call. Say thank you to DioRaptor, everybody. I cannot describe how free I feel without this burden. I am so happy to have control over my life again and not be completely disabled every other day. This was the best thing to happen to me in 2020. Going back over my numbers again, I have made remarkable progress on this front. My royalty payments are quickly approaching $200 a month on average. That's a consistent source of income that I don't have to do any additional work to benefit from. It still doesn't pay my rent, and it certainly wouldn't cover utilities in a house, but it's a start. And remember what I said about me developing better financial sense? I have several plans for my retirement, all working in concert with one another. A tangled web of financial magic that is frankly really boring to explain, but hot dog if it doesn't get results. I got the tiniest taste of those results last year, and I want to see what happens in 2021 when I use them to their full potential. Also, speaking of alternative sources of income, I'm back to doing live streams on Twitch again. It's not the schedule I had before, but 2 4-hour streams a week, one Friday and Saturday respectively, is something I can definitely do while still making a living. Shout out to every single person who subscribes to me, gives bits, tips me via PayPal, and even just shows up to watch. Because while it's not everything I want to do, it is what I can do. And I'm glad you're enjoying it. This is way closer to being done than you might think it is. I have a really bad habit of breaking promises, so I don't want to give any dates, but I've still got a fire in my stomach about this project, and it is moving along at a very respectable pace. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm actually gonna do it this time and finish a major creative endeavor. And yes, you will still be the first ones to know when both it and the audiobook I conveniently have the skills to produce myself hit store shelves. Ah, the mystery goal. The one I was very skittish about explaining in detail before. And to be frank, I still am. But I am happy to report that this is nearing a breakthrough moment. With the help of some really trusted friends and a lot of dedicated effort on my part, I've made leaps and bounds on this front, to the point where I am almost ready to talk about it in detail. But one big thing needs to happen first. I need to come back to YouTube in a full, official capacity. One where I'm posting videos on the regular again and consistently to boot. So what's stopping me? Knowing how I work, that's what. I've been living in my head for 31 years now. I've got a pretty good handle on what's going on under the hood. And I know The only way I'm going to provide y'all with a whole season's worth of high-quality videos like top 8s and RTGs is to make like a professional TV studio and produce it all ahead of time. Think about the benefits of this. No more uncertainty. No more flipping a coin on whether or not I'm going to actually upload when I say I will, because all the videos will already be done. Plus, that'll give me a massive buffer to work with when producing the seasons to come after. I'll have more room to make bonus videos and extra little fun projects like the meme video I posted the other day. So hang tight, knowing that just because you aren't seeing the results of my efforts in real time, doesn't mean they aren't bearing fruit. That is the plan. That is my state of operation moving forward into 2021. It's a plan I have run the logistics of time and time again to make sure it'll work the way I envision. And now, it's all on me to actually put them into motion. This is gonna be my best year yet. And hopefully, when I see you guys in the State of the Channel 2022 video, it'll be with my dreams securely in tow. See you then, everybody.